From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, September 25th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.37 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,201 per ounce. Zen is trading at $16, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,430. Antiwar.com reports anger over Friday's imposition of U.S. sanctions on a China military agency for buying Russian arms continues to grow, with China's defense ministry announcing that they have recalled Navy Chief Shin Jinglong from the U.S. and indefinitely postponed planned talks that were supposed to happen next week. The defense ministry added that further countermeasures could be taken in the future, while foreign ministry officials said they've summoned the U.S. ambassador Terry Branstad to complain about the sanctions. The U.S. imposed sanctions to protest China buying air defense systems from Russia. The U.S. has threatened some measures repeatedly, but has rarely enforced sanctions against other customers of Russia. The State Department has defended the move, saying China is the only country to take delivery of S-400 missiles yet. They insist the sanctions are meant to punish Russia, not China. Zencash is now Horizon. Horizon is a privacy platform built on zero-knowledge technology with a decentralized secure node architecture. The Horizon platform enables real-life uses beyond currency, including the ability to privately chat with other people. Soon, Horizon will enable you to publish information and go anywhere on the web, all with complete privacy. Horizon, bringing privacy to life. Learn more at horizon.global. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports the Dallas Police Department on Monday fired Amber Geiger 2 weeks after being arrested for manslaughter for fatally shooting an unarmed man in his own apartment. Dallas Police Department Chief Renee Hall announced Geiger's firing after facing weeks of criticism for keeping the officer on the payroll after her arrest. The department said it would keep Geiger on administrative leave pending the results of a criminal investigation. The announcement said an internal affairs investigation concluded that on September 9th, 2018, Officer Geiger engaged in adverse conduct when she was arrested for manslaughter. The shooting happened September 6th when Geiger was off duty but still in uniform, entered the apartment of 26-year-old Botham Jean, believing it was her apartment. She then shot Jean, who died en route to the hospital. Police said Geiger had just finished a 15-hour shift and got off the elevator on the 4th floor instead of the 3rd floor where she lived. Police said when she entered Jean's apartment, the lights were off. She saw a man's figure and thought her apartment was being robbed and opened fire. Police say when she turned on the light, she realized she went into the wrong apartment and had killed a man in his own home. Dallas Police Department said Geiger has the right to appeal her firing. She was released from Kaufman County Jail on $300,000 bail. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake Security Company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a federal judge on Monday ordered Endangered Species Act protections restored to grizzlies in and around Yellowstone National Park, halting plans for the first licensed trophy hunts of the bears in the region in more than 40 years. District Judge Dana Christensen in Missoula, Montana, sided with environmentalist and Native American groups by overruling the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service decision to strip grizzlies of their status as a threatened species. The decision by the Trump administration in June of last year to delist the grizzly, formally proposed in 2016 during the Obama era, was based on agency findings that the bear's numbers had rebounded enough in recent decades that federal safeguards were no longer necessary. The delisting, welcomed by big game hunters and cattlemen, had applied to about 700 Yellowstone area grizzlies in Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. Environmentalists countered that treating those bears separately from other grizzly populations in Montana and elsewhere in the lower 48 states was biologically unsound and illegal under the Endangered Species Act, and the judge agreed. The judge also found that the Fish and Wildlife Service had failed to apply the best available science as required under law in evaluating continued threats to grizzly populations, including limitations in its genetic diversity. U.S. law prohibits hunting altogether inside the park, and Montana had decided against a grizzly hunt, citing its own concerns about long-term recovery of a bear population that is arguably one of the most celebrated and photographed in the world. Native American tribes, which revere the grizzly as sacred, sought reinstatement of the bear's threatened status as essential to protecting their religious freedoms. This has been FPP Radio News, online at FPPRadio.com.